I still think Kid's going to lose, and I still think it's going to be hilarious to watch, but don't count them out just yet.
Well, I was half right. It was hilarious to watch. Hello, Internet. I am the hero Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is 1079 The Red Haired Pirates, an Emperor's Crew. And the art this week is actually just a lovely little art that Oda did for a fan. So I guess that was the last episode of the Mads Vegapunk backstory. I didn't think it said chapter end, but I may have to go back and look at that again. But regardless, it seems like Mads has been reformed as Neo Mads, and they're gonna go do some things. I'm guessing Queen will be involved because that just seems to be how things are working out right now. Just things on top of things for the Straw Hat crew to deal with because, good lord, we are dealing with a lot of things. The chapter itself, though, starts off in Vegapunk's lab about a couple hours or so, or maybe a couple minutes before things went haywire for the Straw Hat crew and all the Vegapunks getting taken out left and right, as York is explaining her dastardly plan to the four Seraphims in front of her, and they are all obeying her, they are all understanding her, because, again, I still think that is a horrible design flaw for them to ignore people of the same rank. Because again, I'm just going to keep saying it until I'm proven right, although I have been proven right. It's a dumb design flaw. What is stopping one of the 5 Gorosei from just destroying the other 4 and taking over? Eam is an unknown force, so Vegapunk probably didn't program them to obey Eam, which means one Gorosei with one order. I'm getting off subject. York had this planned out from the start. York was able to convince S-Snake to, not able to, she just can, but York told S-Snake to freeze her and then unfreeze her when no one was looking. The other ones went on rampage. However, there are 2 things they weren't allowed to destroy. The first of these 2 things was the Stella. I assume either because the world government wants him specifically alive, or because York has some things she has left to say to him before taking him out, which, as we saw in the last chapter, she is, talking to him right now. So she might get that out of her system, and then, regardless, that's one of the 2 things she wants to remain intact for now. The other thing is a specific portion of the laboratory, which she never actually states because the flashback ends before it happens, and because Oda likes to be mysterious about that sort of thing. I think it's probably just her asking about the bottom portion. Either that or it's the Poneglyph research room. Regardless of what it is, I'm sure we'll find out in the next couple chapters. The only other thing that happens on Egghead Island is we cut to the exterior where we see the island with the big egg on top and a boat heading towards there. A little boat with a little pirate flag. You might know it. It's kind of recognizable. It's Blackbeard's. It's Blackbeard's flag. Now, all of his ships look the same. They all look like 3 giant logs slapped together, so there's no guarantee it's the flagship. But if it is, Blackbeard Luffy rematch? I mean, he got a rematch with Rob Lucci, so why not throw Blackbeard in there? Hey, since we're at it, why not just have Captain Kuro show up? It just seems to be a conga line of Luffy enemies today, so everyone's trying to get a piece of the action. Blackbeard's ship does have this little lump with a sword attached to it. It kind of looks like Law's hat, maybe. Regardless, if this is Blackbeard's main ship, this does not bode well for our good friend Trafalgar Law. If it's one of Blackbeard's other ships, however, maybe it's Aokiji? Maybe Kuzan is coming to Egghead Island with his own intentions, whatever they may be. I've obviously definitely be on red alert right now, but for now, anything could happen. That's just a summary of the latest chapters we've been going through. And now, our feature presentation. Eustace Kid standing before Elbaf, ready to take on red-haired Shanks himself, as he is stopped by 3 of Shanks's most powerful allies. Hang on, I wrote down their names because they're a little hard to remember. We got Garo Tony, captain of the Puddle Pirates. We got Fugar, the social club pirate leader. And finally, leader of the bourgeoisie pirates, Princess Pururu. Kid had about the same reaction I did of, these are the Yonko allies, huh? These are the allies of the 4 emperors. This is to Shanks as Whitey Bay was to Whitebeard. I mean, Baron Tamago is one of Big Mom's most powerful subordinates, so anything's possible in the Great Blue Sea. And Eustace is like, I don't care. I'm gonna just take these guys down. And Killer goes, hang on, buddy. You know, we got some big names here. I can tell by their wanted posters. These are some scary pirates ahead of us. And Eustace says, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna take them all down. And he's starting to get ready to attack. Meanwhile, on Elbaf, Shanks is getting ready to set sail. He's gonna go meet with the kid pirates and, you know, maybe talk things out, maybe fight, however it ends. You know, he gave them, you know, the option: either surrender and give us your poneglyph and leave, or we fight. So he's still, you know, he's still willing to talk it out. He's still willing to just take the poneglyph rubbings and let Kid leave. All the while, the entirety of Shanks' fleet is telling him, oh, please don't go. We love you, Shanks. This is great. It's been nice to catch up. And Shanks goes, no. You guys, it's been fun, but I gotta go. You guys stay here on Elbaf where it's fun. And they're all, you know, trying to convince him not to leave. And that's when one of them chimes in and says, hey, I know why you're trying to stop Eustace, Kid, why you don't want us to do it. It's because your entire fleet is super weak. And another guy laughs and he says, you're not supposed to say that part out loud. Another old lady goes like, oh, you don't worry about those enemies, Shanks. We'll take care of them. And Shanks goes, oh, the only enemy you need to worry about is Father Time. And she's going, oh, you sassy boy. And Shanks is just laughing with these guys. He's walking to his ship, and yeah, apparently Shanks' entire fleet is incredibly weak. The true fleet of the red-haired pirates is just one boat. If that doesn't tell you how strong Shanks is, the next part of this chapter will, because think of it this way. Big Mom controls an entire fleet of Tautland ships. She has allies like Tamago and Peckham's, who minx with Sulong forms. 85 children, each with unique bloodlines and races and devil fruit abilities. Kaido, the king of beasts, and his army of smile fruit users who have the strength of 100 animals. Plus, Kaido himself as a massive dragon with his calamities at his side. Blackbeard, finding the most high quality and powerful devil fruits, perfectly selected for his 10 titanic commanders, not to mention all the other crazy subordinates he's had, like Pinkbeard. And then there's Whitebeard. The Battle of Marineford showed you just how powerful Whitebeard alone was, but also how many powerful pirates he had under his command as allies. Some of which were former members of his own crew before creating their own ships. But Shanks is one boat and is considered an equal to all of these other crews. They don't mess with his pink powder puff friends because they know what will happen if they do. Eustace Kid doesn't know what happens if you do, as he pulls out the damned punk, the same attack he used to defeat Big Mom, and he is going to rain hellfire on these innocent, pretty weak pirate crews. Kind of a welcome to the new world. Speaking of welcome to the new world, this is the same Eustace Kid who crucified some people just for messing with him when he first came to the New World. So he's not above violence. But Shanks is not above violence either, because Shanks apparently has future sight. We get to see that. And it's not like Katakuri where it's like, oh, you know, within the next 10 seconds he was going to say this, this, and that. Or Luffy where he sees like a couple attacks coming. Shanks saw like a good 15 minutes into the future. He sees Kid blasting all these ships down. His friends, Shanks' friends, being burned to a crisp at the power of Eustace Kid. And Shanks is just like, this is bad. So Shanks jumps off his ship, and Ben Beckman's sitting there, and he goes, oh, he must have seen one hell of a future. Good luck, Captain. Shanks flies across the sea, landing right on Eustace's ship, and Eustace is right there. He's like, oh my god, it's Red Hair. Not even a single word except divine departure. This attack has only been used once in the series before, and that was against Odin because Roger used it. This is Roger's technique that Shanks has made his own, and he one-shot Eustace and Killer. And before the rest of the crew even has time to panic, they pull out their Poneglyph rubbings, they give them to Shanks. They're like, here, we surrender, it's over, and Shanks picks up the rubbings, and he says, okay, Dory, Broggy, jumps away. Dory and Broggy standing there on the edge of Elbath, and Broggy just goes, hey, kid pirates, if you're gonna point a weapon at us, you better be ready for us to fight back. And just boom, Spear of Elbath right through their ship. The entire crew is just out. Now, Eustace is a devil fruit user. Kid has a smile fruit no power, but he has a failed smile fruit, so they both can't swim. But the narrator comes in, and he says, on that day, in the New World, in front of Elbath, the Kid pirates, led by Eustace Captain Kidd, a man worth 3 billion berries, were completely eradicated. That's the same wording that was used when Bartholomew Kuma took out the Straw Hat crew. So you know it's serious. Completely eradicated. Wow. So yeah, it was certainly hilarious to watch, just as I had predicted, but I downplayed Shanks way too much. I mean, at least Law put up a fight against Blackbeard. At least Luffy, defeated Kaido. Big Mom was defeated by Law and Eustace working together. This is... what do you even say? And that's it. No chapter next week. We are just... boom! Done! No, nothing! Eustace Kid out! Down for the count! Maybe captured? I don't know. At first I was like, oh, Shanks might be like Luffy, where he defeats someone and he lets the defeat be their true defeat. Maybe not. Maybe Shanks just kills. Maybe Shanks just goes for the kill. Eustace is gone. I'm sorry to all you Kid fans out there. I play the One Piece card game. I don't know if you can tell. My brother, having heard this chapter, he goes, that's what he gets for ruining the OP1 meta. Because, oh my gosh, Eustace Kid was annoying to fight. That was such an annoying deck. But anyways, down, gone, out. Not else to say about it, except one thing. Shanks did notice when they handed him a newspaper. As he took a look, he's looking at, all the info they've gotten on Eustace Kid, and he goes, so he's from the East Blue. I don't know if that's going to cause Shanks to take pity on him, or if Shanks has some questions about... Not the East Blue, sorry, the South Blue. Maybe Shanks has some questions. They both share a homeland. Maybe this will come into play. Maybe they have a similar ancestry. They both have red hair. So weirder connections have been made in the One Piece world. Regardless, though, things are looking pretty bad for the possibly non-existent, possibly extinct Kid Pirates. But we won't know for another 2 weeks. So thank you for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. This is the hero Julios. Xing out.